This is Broadcast Obituaries, Gone Too Soon. We exhume a short-lived TV series, episode by episode, give it a proper eulogy, and answer the burning question, was it canceled too soon or not soon enough? Analysis, nostalgia, and our final verdict on TV's fallen heroes.
Hey everyone, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Rob, and this is Broadcast Obituaries. We're going to watch some old shows from the 90s, or maybe later, who knows, and we're going to relive them, and we're going to write a obituary for these things and give it the send-off that it really deserves. And we're also determining, is this gone too soon or not soon enough? We'll see. This season we're watching Earth 2.
Earth 2.
It's been cool.
Yeah, maybe we're not writing an obituary. Maybe it's I'm trying to think of a vlog obituary. What would you call that? A vobit? A vobituary?
I like it.
Vobituary? Okay. Yeah, we can go
It's going to be a
yeah.
It's going to be a 20 episode long vobituary is what we're working on here.
Yeah. Hope my obituary is not that long when I die.
I
Jeez.
can tell you mine won't be. There wouldn't be enough content to fill. I'll barely get a paragraph probably.
Yeah. He was a dude who did things.
Yep. He had this weird podcast and was survived by some folks.
That's right.
Amen.
You know what would be really cool is if in our actual obituaries, we had one of the most popular podcasts around, and we can only make that possible if people like, subscribe, and listen. So that's your cue, people. Help us create a space in the obituaries of history.
That's right.
Make us
and
something.
Our personal lives.
Yeah, that too. But I'm more in it for the fame.
Right. Well, absolutely. So yeah, definitely like, subscribe, follow, and write a review, rate us, give us good ratings. That'd be awesome. So please, folks, we want people to hear this content. We need all those things because this is some valuable stuff. This is gold.
It is.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
It's gold. Right. So this week, we're going to be discussing a two-part episode, Better Living Through Morganite. These two episodes aired in February. Part 1, specifically February 19th of 1995, and Part 2 on February 26th of 1995. I'll go ahead and read the TV Guide summaries just so you all know what to expect. So Part 1, both of these episodes are narrated by Morgan. The group finds a new remarkable substance, which he names Morganite. Of course he does. As Yale increasingly appears to become a danger to others, Morgan sets the geolock, which petrifies a 1 kilometer zone. If you don't know what that means, it's fine. We'll get into it because reading that summary, it's gobbledygook. Part 2, again by Morgan. Mary's back. Yeah. Mary appears with the Terrians, who want retribution against Bess, Morgan, and Yale. As the group struggles to break the lock code and restore the affected area, the Sunstones reveal the truth of Yale's past. So before we jump in, I caught myself thinking what was happening in February of 1995. So not a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot in February 1995. The most interesting thing that I got was that I don't know if there's any NASCAR fans. I know my dad was real excited about this. I even talked to him about it on the phone the other night. Sterling Marlin, February 19th, the same day this episode aired, the driver, Sterling Marlin, became the third driver in history to win back-to-back Daytona 500s.
No kidding. That was the day of this episode?
Yeah, February 19th. Pretty amazing.
Wow. Sterling Garden? That's awesome.
Sterling Marlin.
Oh, Sterling Marlin. Okay, I got you. Cool.
Sterling.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can't even.
What was it again?
Sterling. Sterling silver.
No, what was it? Was this a sport? Is that what you were saying? Was that what?
Oh, NASCAR.
I forget what you. Oh, this was NASCAR.
NASCAR. Go sports.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Go sports.
I do not follow racing.
Hey, no.
One iota. Not one iota.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I watched it with my dad growing up. So that's the only reason this even made it in, is because I called my dad to talk to him about it, and it turned into a whole conversation.
That's hilarious. That's good.
Yep.
That's good. Did he remember it?
He vaguely remembers it, but he watches every NASCAR race, and then he records the ones that he's going to miss so that he can watch them later.
Okay.
So, I mean, he loves them. He's a big fan.
Oh, good for him. All right.
Yeah. He loves left turns. They're his favorite.
I honestly feel guilty sometimes that we live in Indianapolis, which is the racing capital of America, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
And I just cannot bring myself to watch a race. I went to the 500 one time because I had free tickets and I was bored to tears. The coolest part was that we were sitting next to the lane where they were bringing the wrecked cars off of the course. And that was neat. Fun. But otherwise, I just can't get into it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're an honorary Hoosier, right? You moved here.
True, true. I'm not from here.
Yeah, and I grew up with it. It's what kind of got me because I enjoy racing. Like I don't go out of my way to make sure I watch a race, but I do
Okay.
watch the Indy 500 every year. But is what got me on it was like going to dirt tracks with my grandpa when I was growing up and watching the Crazy Eight races or the demolition derbies, and that's what I remember and that's what I associate with racing, even though IndyCar, NASCAR is not that. I think it's like your gateway in to those things.
I get that.
So
I get that.
yeah. So that happened on February 19th.
Oh, okay, the actual
And
day of the
then
episode. Cool.
Yep. And then on February 26th, the day that part two aired, a new animated anthology on Cartoon Network premiered called World Premiere Tunes. Have you ever heard of this?
I have not.
Okay. I hadn't either. And when I read about it, it sounded like it was a huge hit show, just an amazing smash hit for Cartoon Network. And I was watching a lot of cartoons in
Me too.
1995, and I
Yeah.
had never heard of this one. And I
I
was
watched a
watching
lot of
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network. Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'd never heard of this one. It made me want to ask you what cartoons were you watching in 1995?
I've always had a fondness for superheroes. Even back then, one of my favorite shows was the Spider-Man animated series. You remember that
Oh
one thing? It was like from
yeah,
1995. I think it was from 95, like when it started. Maybe it was from earlier in the decade. I'm not sure. But
yeah,
like for me, like that is the defining Spider-Man. Or it was for a very
oh
long
yeah,
time. Obviously now
yeah,
there's so many iterations and the movie ones are kind of what I've visioned now, but for years, like I
yeah,
read some Spider-Man comics for a while, but it was that cartoon that defined Spider-Man for me.
yep,
It was cool. Like it was had a lot of sci-fi in it. Like there were floating wheelchairs, kind of like Professor X used in his. It was almost like
yeah.
a carbon copy that got used over in the Spider-Man show. Oh, I also watched a lot of the X-Men show as well. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest ones for me.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I watched both of them, the Spider-Man and X-Men. And what I liked about them both is they both had just those rockin' intro songs. Yeah, like the heavy metal songs. Maybe we can put
Yeah,
a little snippet in
I
to
hope
this
we can.
episode.
I'm sure we can find it somewhere. Yeah,
So, yeah, but that's what I remember about both of them. Like, just when that theme song starts,
yeah,
you were amped. You were like, okay, here we go. We're
yes,
doing this. We're watching Spider-Man, we're watching the X-Men. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, they were very cool.
So I watched both of those. I'm more of a DC fan. My big show, my big cartoon was Batman the Animated Series. Somewhere in my garage, I have VHS recordings of the show because I
Nice,
recorded every episode. It was on as I was getting off the bus from school, so I'd always set my VCR to record. I would come in, I would catch like the last 10 minutes of it, and then just watch it all the way through.
nice.
I was
That's
crazy. I was
awesome.
a kid. I'd watch the end of it and then watch it all. But yeah, Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, The Simpsons, huge. I'm sure were you allowed to watch The Simpsons?
Never really came up. Like Simpsons was on
Yeah,
Sunday night, and I was watching Earth 2 then, so I did not. You know,
yeah,
it never even crossed my mind to watch The Simpsons. I didn't think of it, but like
yeah,
I discovered The Simpsons probably like after I graduated high school in the slightly later '90s, and I did watch a ton of The Simpsons, and I did love it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I definitely eventually got tired of it. But I got to say, Batman the Animated Series, it's still one of the greatest cartoons of all
Oh,
time.
hands
Like I don't
down.
know that yeah, I mean it barely even feels like a kid show. Some episodes definitely have like they're geared completely towards kids, but most of it does not. Like it is like for anybody. Anybody
Yeah,
could sit down and watch that show. It is phenomenal. And there are
yeah.
still episodes. I think about the two-part Clayface episode
Oh
all
my
the
gosh.
time. All
Yes.
the time. Feet of Clay, I think it was called. I loved it. It
Yeah.
was fantastic.
It's really good, and it
Great.
spawned one of the best Batman movies, Mask of the Phantasm. I remember seeing that one in theaters, and
Wow.
yeah, my grandpa took me to that one. It was so good.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Kevin Conroy is Batman.
Kevin Conroy, he
May
is
he rest in
Batman.
peace, or he
Mark
was.
Hamill's the Joker.
Seriously. Yep.
Yep. So
Anyway,
nice.
yeah, like Cartoon Network has made some top-notch
Oh
stuff over
yeah,
the years.
bangers, as my kids would
Yes,
say, just bangers.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong with
yeah.
that.
I Cartoon Network. When I was in high school, I worked at a movie theater, and
Mhm.
I worked the projectionist booth, and so I would get home late. Like on a Wednesday night, we get all the new movies in. I'd have to build them. We pre-screen them to make sure we built them well. So I'd get home at 3 or 4 in the morning. Cartoon Network and Taco Bell is what I would do. I was a teenager, I could do it then. It would kill me
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
I would die if I tried
Yeah.
that. But I'd go in and watch all those shows. Very fond memories of Cartoon Network. So
Yeah.
show.
Now it begins.
All right. Well, we can jump in.
All right. I mean, I like talking about cartoons, but
Oh, I know. We could, again, that's another show idea. I'm sure
yeah,
there's some canceled cartoon series
dude,
that we could
you're
review.
right. You're right. We should fix them up.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so part one of this episode, let's dive in here. One more question before we jump in. So, based on the title of this, forgetting that you'd ever watched the show in your younger, non-salt and pepper beard days, it's very distinguished. What would
I'll
you think
take it.
this episode would be about? You see that title, Better Living Through Morganite. What are you thinking?
It's a good question. I don't know. Just with like we already had the Church of Morgan as an episode,
Yeah.
and then the title of this one, I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like he's pushing something, like he has some kind of product, like an Avon. Like it feels like he's trying to sell me something, you know?
Yeah.
So
Avon
I don't know.
calling.
Yeah, I don't know. Why did you feel
Yeah.
something specific about it?
Every time I see the title, I for some reason think infomercial. So I'm the same as you. Like I'm
Someone's trying
expecting
to
to
sell us
see,
something.
yeah, it's an infomercial. He's got some cool new product or pyramid scheme to push or
Yep.
something. So
Yep.
yeah, so I'm with you. So this one gets off to a really good start. So still near Mary's Garden, so it's nice that they stay in winter. So we're like directly picking up after the last episode. But as what I really liked is that, and I'm also going to say it, I'm not crazy. Yale does have a really cool arc that I've been talking about for like the last 10, 11 episodes.
Yep. Since the
It's
beginning.
Yep. But Yale's having a nightmare. And the nice thing about this nightmare, the part that I really loved about it, is he's sleeping sitting up, he's panicking, he's having a nightmare, he's thrashing, and his hologram is running. So you can see everything that he's dreaming about. I thought that was really cool.
It is very
I don't know
cool.
what you thought about it.
No,
But
it definitely is very cool. Very cool. It's definitely blurs the lines between memories and like information that he has
right, his
as,
programming.
you know, right, exactly. It's cool.
And there's some crazy stuff on that hologram, which we'll talk about as we go
Yeah.
through here. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this poor guy.
I thought there was one neat thing about this intro right here. As far as Morgan is the one narrating, and he says nighttime is when the ghosts come out, and he says he doesn't know what Yale's ghosts are, but that's when we see Yale having the nightmare. But it also made me wonder: are the ghosts still there, the ones that they were experiencing in the last episode?
Yeah.
I think we saw a part of one at one point at the beginning of this, and can they all see them now, or are they at least all aware of them to some extent? Can they hear them or see them or
Oh,
something?
I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Part
go
of his
back and look.
narration. Yeah.
Okay.
The narration in this one is super strong, like both parts.
Yeah.
Top notch narration by Morgan.
Morgan gave me conflicting feelings through this episode. We'll talk more about that.
Absolutely.
I was all over the place
Absolutely.
with them. So,
Yep.
But yeah, and you hit on it. Morgan is definitely still trying to make people afraid of Yale, and that becomes a major, plot line, obviously, throughout this
Yeah.
episode. So
I don't think he has to do anything to make people afraid of Yale. Yale's making people afraid of Yale.
yeah, he's egging it on though, right?
Yeah.
Devin's trying to calm stuff down, and I know I'm a Yale fan. Go Yale.
I think he's just trying to be realistic. I mean, Danziger's in the same boat
He
as
is.
him.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I think he's really just concerned and making sure people know there's an issue here.
Yeah. So something too that I thought about, were all Yale's like violent criminals? I mean, we learned in this two-parter about Yale's past, which is really cool. But like, could they just have been, a bookie or just a robber that they were like, you're a criminal, we're going to put you in the Yale program, and they break out of their cyborg programming and they just start stealing everything instead of like killing people?
They never tell us, but I suspect that it's just violent criminals. Like, I think this is their replacement for the death penalty.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they don't tell us.
I like it
They
better.
don't tell us.
I like it better if they do like misdemeanor crimes.
Right. Yeah. Jaywalker, you're now a Yale.
Yep. Yale
a
program.
tutor.
Yep. Go. Yep. And then he breaks out of it, and all he does is jaywalk all the time.
Jaywalking everywhere. Out of my way, crazy fools.
Yep.
I'm
Gotta
jaywalking
kill him.
here.
He went bad again.
Put him down.
Yep.
Just line him up and shoot him.
So obviously Yale's gonna be a big part of this episode. Next part was really cool. Lightning strikes, which we haven't seen any kind of lightning yet, really, in the show, except from the Tarians' weapons. And there's an earthquake. Everything's shaken. Morgan, and this is my exact thoughts. What an idiot! We're under attack! Come on, man. The whole ground is shaking. You're not under attack.
And it's literally right after someone else shouts, "Earthquake!"
Right? I was like, oh, this guy. What are we doing about this guy? So everybody's running out of their tents. Everybody's in a panic, trying to make sure everybody's safe. They're gathering everybody up. And we see Alonzo run out of a tent from one side, and we see Julia run out of a tent from another. And there's one momentous moment, and we have to put a drum roll in for this. Alonzo has a complete pair of pants.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Ta-da!
11 episodes in, and they finally dressed the guy.
Yes, he's finally wearing pants again.
Yeah. We'll see if it sticks. I really hope it does, though.
That'd be hilarious if his first brand new pair of pants gets a rip in them or something.
He loses the right leg instead of the
Yes.
left. That'd be good. Yeah. So the trimmers stop and Yale's really running on intuition. He's dealing with some stuff right now. His intuition kicks in and he's like, we've got to leave. He doesn't want to be at the camp anymore. He doesn't know why he's having the nightmares. He doesn't know what's going on. He just suddenly seems really uncomfortable. And it seemed really out of character even after watching the episode. I'm not sure what Yale was really picking up on or if it was just his own fear of discovery that was panicking him. What do you think about that?
I watched this whole thing twice, and the second time through, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that line. And what does that have to do with anything? Like, it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not crazy.
No. I think it's just his own. I think his anxiety is just getting worse. His panic attacks are getting worse. His nightmares are getting worse. And I think he's putting,
He just wants to
he's
go.
like, we got to move. There's a problem here. And the problem's not there. It's in his head or his cybernetic hand, as the case may be.
Yep. So they're investigating the lightning strike, and I don't know the lady's name. I'm really bad with these side characters. I know Bane, that guy. I don't know the short-haired
Baines. Yeah, there's
Baines.
So
Yep.
the other guy, there's three of them, right? Let me look their names up because I got this. So there's Baines. The other guy, his name is Wallman, which is funny because his real name is Walter Norman. So it's like they just took
Just
the first half of Walter
together.
and the second half of Norman and made Wallman.
Yeah.
And then the lady, her real name is Marcia Magus or Magus, and her name on the show is Magus. So I think some of the
Funny.
characters, they literally
just
use
their
their
names.
real names in some way. Yeah.
They probably didn't have to give him like credit billing because they're like, we're using your real names in the episodes, so you don't get to be in the credits and
You're
stuff.
just playing yourself.
Yeah. But I always like it. We should have started a tracker of how many times these people get to talk because I feel like Wallman and Magus and Baines all get a lot of screen time in these two-part episodes.
They get more in these two episodes than they do in any other episode so far.
Yeah. So Magus and Danziger go to see where this lightning strike was at. And this is where the title episode was really misleading to me because I thought Morgan was going to go on this discovery, but it was Danziger who finds the rocks. The lightning struck, opened up like a little cave, and there's some of these loose rocks. They bring it back to the camp and they immediately start sciencing, right? Like, what can we do with it? It can become a power source. It'll keep us warm, right? So they're just
they seem
really
to store energy. So like they've stored the energy of the lightning.
Yeah. But of course, Morgan and Bess, what do they want to do? They want to mine it.
Yeah, they want to make money off it.
Yep.
I was pretty disappointed in Bess, honestly, because
I was too.
It was not just Morgan.
No, it was Bess's idea.
Yeah.
Bess even says, "Hey, we got the claim staker."
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to hear what a claim staker is. I don't know what that is, but it's basically, just so you know, it petrifies anything in a certain radius and locks it so that you have a claim, a true claim to whatever's on that ground that you're at. It petrifies it. It's no good to anybody except for the person that has the code to depetrify, unpetrify, unlock.
Yeah. Which means that it's not true. They call it petrified, but it's not truly petrified because when something is petrified, water rushes through it and it replaces the actual compound of the item. Like if it's a piece of wood, it replaces the actual wood particles with other chemicals as it rushes through. Yep. So this is not true petrification. This is done in a different way, in a rapid process, but it can be undone. Yeah. So it is definitely not true petrification. But for all intents and purposes, I guess that's how it behaves, as if it's petrification.
Yeah. They could have called it like a Medusid. It's all been
right.
Medusid.
It's been really Medusid, right?
Yeah.
But then they might want to put like a snake hairdo on top of the geolock or something to make it happen.
Fine.
I'd be okay with it. Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be cool. Medusid. Yeah, because petrified isn't quite Medusid. Right, but it's fine. It gets the idea across.
Yeah. Well, you scienced me. I didn't even think about that. I'm not even sure I knew what real petrification was, like how it worked. So
on a recent family vacation, we went to the Petrified Forest in New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
So we read up on some of it, just on all the placards that they have all around the park there. It's called the Petrified Forest. There's obviously no trees. They're all laying down on the ground because they're long dead. They're long dead, but nothing gets petrified standing up. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, in Earth 2, it does. Everything gets petrified where it's at.
Right where it's at, including well, I guess we'll talk about the specifics as we get to it. But yeah. So Bess and Morgan, they get out their geolock. Like they have this giant suitcase full of a
Yeah,
few of
it's
these
huge.
geolocks. It's massive. They've been lugging this thing
And
all around. He even remarks about how they've been dragging it all around this planet.
This can't be happening. The mineral find of the century and our claim sticker that we've been lugging around for hundreds of miles is on the front. Stop it!
And then it turns out that it's leaking, which never turns into a factor in the show for some reason.
no,
Like
it's
they talk
leaking,
about how
and
it's
then
leaking. I hope it works. Well, okay. So they do. They go test one of them out just to make sure.
and with as much. Well, I guess Morgan's in charge of inventory, right?
True, right?
So,
Reporting and all
but
that.
I was like, nobody ever questioned all of the equipment. Like, I figured Devin or Danziger would want to be aware of all the equipment they have, and nobody would ever ask, why do you have a claim staker? Why are you carrying around a bunch of geolocks, man? Like, what are you
Right.
thinking about doing here? So we cut back. Yale is losing it, right?
They're talking about the rocks after they science them, and that's when Yale can hear a sound like coming. He's like, "Why are the rocks so loud?" They're all like, look at him like he's crazy, and Julia's like,
Yeah. We can't
she's
hear
like,
anything.
it actually is vibrating at a very fast pace. She's like, I'm surprised you can hear it. And who knows if you really can't hear it. I think you can. But then after that is when Morgan and Bess go test out their geolock, and they remember they're going to do it just for like the 5-meter area. And then for some reason, this part kills me. I don't get it quite, but there's a Koba. It's the first Koba we've seen since the Koba that True was keeping as a pet.
Oh yeah.
And Morgan is like snapping his scarf at it. He's trying to chase it away. And Bess is trying to set the geolock just for 5 meters just to make sure that it works. And he says, let's make it 10. Maybe we can catch the rat. And because he wants to kill the Koba too.
Yeah.
And she tells him, she's like, quit confusing the machine. And he's like, it can tell the difference between two different voices. And then it's basically she starts it and they back up and she says, do you think we should go further away? And he says, well, you told it 5 meters. And she said, yeah, but you told it 10. And then it starts going, and it's going fast, and they have to grab their other geolocks and run and book it. And Morgan's scarf, they make a big deal out of this too, but his scarf gets caught on a tree.
Yeah.
And it never really comes in, like we never come back to this site again in the episode. They petrify 10 meters of ground of earth. His scarf is stuck there. It's left there permanently. I thought that was going to be a clue at some point later in the episode. Someone's going to be like, no, look, this is Morgan's scarf. It was him. Never comes back into play. They didn't catch the Koba because we see the Koba later briefly. But I don't understand why the Koba was even there in the first place. Like, it wasn't.
They paid for that puppet.
Right. Definitely. They got to get their use out of it.
Paid for that
You're
puppet.
right.
Like, just put it, just have it come over a rock and make some cute noises, and we'll let Morgan freak out. It'll be good.
Yeah. So that one, it definitely, it's kind of weird that they just leave that site. And I know it's only 10 meters.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not a big deal. And it's not easy to find, I guess. On a whole planet, 10 meters is nothing.
It could be, spoilers for part 2 when we get there, but I wonder if the Terrians were also upset that even 10 meters of their planet was petrified, because that really comes in to bite them later.
Right.
And I wonder if like the Terrians were so upset because it's like, yeah, you solved one problem, but what about the other 10 meters that you guys jerks?
Nope, we're just forgetting about that. About that.
Didn't worry about it. Yep. Yeah, I completely forgot about that part.
Let me see. Devin wants to talk to Danziger about Yale. She's like, can I talk to you? And he says, yeah. They go inside and he says, is this about Yale? And she's like, how'd you know? And he said, we're all worried about him. And they have kind of this conversation, and like she's very concerned about him. And there's one point in here where he says, is he lying to you yet? And she's like, no. But she's thinking, he denied having nightmares for one. And Danziger tells her, so when their programming starts going bad, they start lying, especially to you. So you got to be careful of that. And she's just getting more worried. And basically, like he's not hinting, he's pretty much saying it. He's like, if I got to kill him, I'll kill him. Basically, is what it comes down to, because he has to protect the group. And he tells her, he's like, hey, he's part of our family now, but we got to. He's like, and I'm very upset about this, but I will do what I have to protect this crew.
Yeah.
That's how that goes down. And they kind of leave it like that, with like no real decisions that they're going to go do anything right then. And then we go back to Morgan and Bess, and they go to they want to go back into the main cave where they found the rocks the first time, right? Because they want to go see if there's enough there that's worth staking a claim in the first place. And they get there, and she walks up to the cave entrance, and Morgan is just not even coming close. And she's like,
why are you standing all the way over there?
It's my legs. They're frozen. I think that they're afraid.
You're not going to go down there with me, are you?
No.
He's like, I'm going to stay up here and work on a business plan. And she's like, yeah, you do that.
Yeah. I got to work on deal structures.
Yes. So she goes down into the cave, and she's looking around, and she finds like a vein of the rocks and she kind of chips one out with her little hammer and she holds it up. And the way she's looking at it, like she's looking at it like she's got gold fever, or
Oh, yeah.
it reminds me of Elsa Schneider in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when she's holding the Holy Grail. She's like
Yeah.
holding and looking at it, and she's got like this crazed look in her eyes, and she's just like,
Yeah.
we've
Holy
got
crap,
the
like,
Indy,
I've
we've
got
got
it.
it, let's go, come on. And she just can't, like she's just obsessed with it. It almost, there's like a hint of that
Yeah.
in Bess's
Insanity.
eyes. She's got like
Yeah.
the hint of, this is worth a lot of money and I
Yeah.
gotta hold on to it.
Yeah, it's like gold fever. And we didn't say yet, but as soon as they found these rocks and Morgan and Bess were alone talking about them, Morgan's first thing was, it's Morganite.
It's Morganite.
Like, it's Morganite.
Yeah.
Naming it
He
after
didn't even
myself.
find
That's what it is.
We'll call it Morganites.
He didn't even
No,
find
he
it.
didn't even find it. Yeah,
It should be Danzigerite.
it should be.
Just kidding. That's too long
Danzigite.
of a name. Nothing should be called
Magnesite?
Danzigerite.
Magnesite.
I like Magnesite. I like that a lot.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but while she's standing there looking at these rocks, she turns around and runs right into Danziger.
Yeah,
Bess
this was a
does.
good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she's trying to act like she tells him that her dad was a miner.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yep.
yeah, and
I
I
just
like
love
rocks.
rocks.
I love rocks. I'm collecting rocks. She's like, I've always wanted. She's like, I just want to hold some of this Morganite. And he's like,
Yeah.
Morganite? What?
You can see Danziger the whole time, like, you are up to something. Like, he's just giving her the
knows
looks.
that she is just,
Yeah.
she is just feeding him a line of malarkey, if you will.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Yep.
my language.
Whoa,
But it is
malarkey.
a line of malarkey, and it's pretty funny. But right after that is really when it starts to get pretty good here. They hear, and she actually confesses that it's their intent to stake
She
a
does.
claim.
She feels bad. She knows.
Yeah.
The jig
And
is
she doesn't
up.
want to try
She's
to
gonna-
hide. She's like, listen, this is just what we're doing.
Yep.
We need
gonna
to
stake a claim.
we got to look out
Yep.
for number ones. But shortly after this, they hear a noise and they go look, and there are some Terrians, and they've got like this pile of rocks set up down there in that cave, and then they've built like an antenna or like a lightning rod
Mhm.
right over this pile of rocks. And I was just like, I was waiting. I know it wasn't going to happen, but anytime I see a lightning rod like this, I was waiting for one of the Terrians to look at them and say, it's a science experiment.
Just a hold up! It's a science experiment!
Like Doc Brown in
Yep.
Back to the Future, right? Which to me is one of the most famous lightning strikes of all time.
Oh, hands down.
Just
Name another
fantastic.
famous lightning strike. Hold on, you got more than one?
I don't.
That's all I got. Back to
Honestly,
the Future.
Back to the Future. If someone says to me, hey, have you ever seen anything about a lightning? Back to the Future. You don't have
Yeah,
to finish it.
that's-
Lightning.
yeah,
Back to the
that's it.
Future. I know it's not a canceled TV show, but I would love for us to go through that series sometime. Those three
Oh,
movies.
That'd be good.
Just take like one episode just to talk about our, fanboy nerd love for Back to the Future.
Yeah, there's one scene. I don't think I've ever talked to you about this.
Okay.
So there's one
Bring it.
scene in that movie that's always kind of bothered me, and it's when Marty goes to meet Doc Brown at the Twin Pine Malls, and
At the beginning of the first movie or the end
at the
of the
beginning
first
of
movie?
the beginning of the first movie, Marty
Okay.
goes to meet Doc Brown, and the back of the truck opens and comes down, and Doc Brown comes rolling out in the DeLorean, and it always bothered me because I'm like, so this dude, this guy, because you can't get in, you can't get
Cannot.
in the truck and then open the gull wing doors and get in there. So he got in the car, drove it in, closed the back, hit the fog machines, backed out, and thought Marty's got to be here, so he backed out. Marty
Right.
probably wasn't there at least once or twice, so Doc Brown's like, damn, pulled back in, closed the door, just to try to get that timing right.
It's gonna look cool when he pulls up.
It's like a
That's
perfect
hilarious.
movie, and I think part of it is because they filmed it twice, right? They
Right,
made that
sure.
movie twice. That scene, nobody saw through that. Like, how does this? But it was cool, and the cool factor outdoes everything for
It
sure.
absolutely does. I don't care. That is
You're
goofy
not-
and hilarious. And I've never thought about it till just now, but you're right.
It's just
And I don't
just
care.
sat in there. He just sat in there in the dark.
Yep.
Just waiting until.
Yep.
I think Marty might be here. Let's try.
While we're talking about Back to the Future, do you want to hear my crazy Back to the Future theory?
Oh
I
yeah.
have a conspiracy theory about Back to the Future.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Because frankly, I find it a little disconcerting that anytime Marty meets someone in his family from some other point in time, they look exactly like him. I think it's a little weird and creepy. I don't know about you, but like, back in the Old West, his great great grandpa McFly is his twin. I really think that, at some point, Marty continues his adventures. Marty and Doc, they hook back up and they do more stuff. And I think Marty just goes back and he actually is his great great grandfather. Like he is posing as him for a short period of time. Like he is filling in his shoes. And in the future, he gets in there and he takes the place of his kids, like his own son. So like when when he knocks his son out or whatever in the second one and dumps him over the bar in the coffee shop, I think that's just Marty from another future timeline have come back and replaced his own son again.
Oh
And then
my
the other one
gosh.
replaces him again. I think they're all Marty McFly. And there's just like a bazillion of Marty McFlys flying around out there
In time.
just and like he's trying to keep all the stories straight. He's like, what else do I got it? Where else did I see myself? Where do I have to be? And he's trying to be in all these different places
Trying to
and
fix
just
it
making
all.
it worse. And he's just making it worse and worse and worse as he goes. That's my theory.
I love it. That's a great theory. We should sit down some night and try to map it out. We should watch the movies and then
Right.
try to map, okay, from this point in time, he went here and then he played this person and then he came back to try to stop himself.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, himself. Oh yeah.
And
Ooh,
at some
I
point,
like that.
At some point, he's got to drag his mom around too, because she's also his great 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 grandma, which is also
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, that's so weird.
that should be on the other side of his family. She wasn't a McFly, I hope, unless they're inbred.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, with all the time travel,
Right.
you don't
Maybe
know what he's
that's-
getting up to.
Who knows?
It's hard
weird.
to track.
Yep. It is bizarre. Anyway, that's a long
Okay. Yeah.
Back to the Future
Lightning.
tangent. Like,
Yeah.
right. There's a lightning rod.
Lightning.
Yes.
Yep. So the Terrians call down lightning from the heavens and
Yeah.
they charge these rocks and it's a big explosion and it causes an earthquake.
Yep.
Right?
Again. Yep.
It's like a little bit of shake in there. So I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe Morgan was right. Maybe I don't think Terrians are attacking them, but it's definitely not just a regular earthquake. Right?
You want to know my theory about these rocks?
Yeah.
Because we're going to find out. Like in the very next scene, Julia is talking about them, and she says, like, she's getting some readings out of them, and she doesn't. She's like,
Mhm.
they're like a part of the planet, and maybe the Terrians. She's like, are they nerves? Is this their circulatory system? Is it their intelligence? And later in
Yeah.
the episode, we learn that it can speak language, like not out
Yeah.
loud, but it can communicate. Like,
Right.
through
It
that.
learns. It's intelligent.
So a number of episodes back, Alonzo learned some about the Terrians. It was the one where Gall had a bunch of them prisoners. There was one that came to them, and they kind of studied him. That's when they learned that he was vegetable, mineral, and dirt, and all the
Oh
other stuff.
yeah. Yep.
And Alonzo said he's also a he. They're all he's. And we were like, well, that's interesting. They're all he's. We
See
don't
where
know.
you're going.
I was like, I don't even know how they reproduce.
Procreate. Yeah.
This is my theory. I think these rocks become
Are
Terrians.
Terrians.
I think they are like how a Terrian begins. Yes, I think that's how they reproduce. They
Wow.
just basically take rocks because the Terrians are so linked to the Earth. I think they
Yeah.
just take the rocks, they charge them like this, boom, the lightning hits them, they store it,
It's like-
and it'll eventually
like
grow into a
incubation.
Terrian. Yes.
Yeah. It's like it starts incubation.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
I don't think that theory is nearly as wackadoo as my Back to the Future theory. This one, I think, probably fits more in line with this TV show, and it might
does.
actually be right.
Yeah. That'd be
But-
cool.
We definitely don't know
Yeah.
about that in this episode, if it is or not. So there's
Yeah.
a scene coming up.
I really got into this. I did really love these two episodes. I'm just going to say
Yep.
that here.
Me
And
too.
there were a couple of times where I was just enraptured and I had to bring myself back to like
Me
make
too.
notes on things. Like these
Same.
were both really good.
That's why I watched it twice,
So-
but even the second time through,
Yeah.
I still had to. I found myself, and I had to pause it and rewind it and take notes, and then go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the next part here, and I don't even know why this is happening. Oh, because Bess is kind of like, hey, we got to give these rocks back. Like they're part of the Terrians. Like they need these. We got to give them back to them. And Morgan is like, the voice of reason, because he wants her to put the rocks back so they can claim them later as their own.
Oh yeah. I remember this.
And
part,
then
yeah.
back in their tent, he's like, "What do you mean that wasn't an act?" She's like, "The Terrians need
Yeah.
them. We don't have any right
But-
to them. We got to give them back."
Yeah.
And then
he thought
and then
it was really good because as they were leaving, he was
Yeah.
like, "Bess, that was so smart. You're a genius. You totally
Yeah.
threw him off the trail."
yeah, and she's
Sorry.
like, "Nope,
Nope.
not an
Nope.
act." So after he's really mad about this now, and he goes through and he makes this long list of all the injustices that he has suffered while he's been on this planet. Do you remember him saying that? He's like,
Dude.
Yep. I was poisoned. I was pronounced dead. I was tied up. This, that. And the first thing I thought of when I heard him saying this, it reminded me of Bill Murray in Groundhog Day when he was like giving the whole list of all the ways that he's died.
Yeah.
I was electrocuted. I fell off a building, hit by a train, hit by a car. Like just going through the whole list. It felt just like Morgan doing that.
That's funny.
Which cracked
I didn't
me
make
up.
the
And
connection.
No, honestly, outside of Back to the Future, there are a very few other things that are always very near the top of my consciousness, and Groundhog Day is one of those. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of Groundhog Day. I watched it when it was new, like in 91 or 92 when it came out, and I've watched it many, many, many times since. And it's a
Yeah.
fantastic one. And, honestly, I love the whole concept. And I have watched a number of other movies or TV shows that have the similar day repeating concept. Do you like these movies,
Yeah.
or am I the only one like this?
No, I like them.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. No, they're good.
You know,
Groundhog Day is the best one.
definitely.
And,
But Edge of Tomorrow, though, is
really good.
so close. I mean, it's a totally different genre, but great
Sure.
movie. I mean, just a great movie. There was
Yeah.
one on one of the streaming services, I forget, called Palm Springs with
I didn't hear
Andy
about this
Samberg in it. It was more of a comedy.
No, I didn't see this one.
It's pretty good. But really, it's a surprising one. There's a TV show called Russian Doll on Netflix. You ever watch Russian Doll?
No, we want to.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Russian Doll. It is wild and crazy, and it stars Natasha Lyonne. Do you know Natasha Lyonne?
Yep, I do.
So she's great. What I always think of with her, do you remember Radagast from the Hobbit movies?
Yeah.
He was the wizard that had the animals
the
living
crazy
in his hair
brown
and beard.
wizard.
Yeah, that's what her hair kind of reminded me of. It's just
all over.
Yeah, just
Bird
wackadoo.
poop nests in it
Also,
and stuff.
right, yeah. And it actually kind of reminds me of Yahoo Serious back in the epic classic Young Einstein movie from
Oh my gosh, you're
the
going way
late
back,
80s.
man.
Yeah, but his hair was just like standing out on end the entire time. But her voice actually sounds more like a broken garbage disposal, which I think
Do
is
you
part of
think
the
it
charm.
hurts?
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely, it hurts.
How does she talk and not feel pain? Because that's how I always feel like just that can't be comfortable.
She absolutely feels pain. I am 100% sure. I mean, that it hurts me to listen to it. It has to hurt her to talk like it. But yeah, so, honestly, I've seen her in a few different shows right now. We watch Poker Face that she is the star of as well. And she seems to, she plays the exact same character in both of these shows. And she seems to really only have one character, which I assume is just her. That is her, but she's really good at it.
Well, nobody can be herself like she can be herself.
Right. So Morgan makes that whole long list of injustices, and it's hilarious. And basically, he decides he's gonna just stake his own claim, even if Beth isn't with him.
Yeah.
Right after this, there is another discussion with Danziger and the rest of the crew talking about Yale again, and they don't know it, but Devin's
upstairs. They go into Mary's garden.
Yeah, they go back into Mary's garden. She's on the balcony, or whatever you call it, up on the second floor. She hears the entire conversation. And Danziger really doesn't say anything that he didn't say to her before.
No, he's contingency planning with the rest of the group. We got to keep an eye on him. Don't let him out of your sight. Follow him. You know, you got to stay on top of it.
He says, we don't want to have to do this. We don't want to have to hurt him. But they definitely just want to protect everybody else.
Yeah. And shortly after this is, I think, the first moment where I, for the first time, saw Yale as a threat, because I don't think he was too much of a threat, but Yale is giving Yulia a lesson, like a school lesson, and Devin comes in and tells Yulia to put this toy down or whatever it was, and he doesn't put it down, and Yale just picks him up and starts shaking him, and he's shouting at him. He's like, your mother told you to put that down. I can't do his accent, his wonderful accent.
Right. No, you shouldn't
and
even
he
try.
just starts and he just loses it on this kid. And Devin's there seeing it, and she's like wide-eyed in a panic. She's like, well, God, here we go. This is it, right? It's over.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a hard scene to watch.
Yeah. So, it's like the final straw. Like, he is totally losing it for sure.
Yeah. So whose side are you on at this point? Devin or literally everybody else? Like, are you the kind of guy that's going to hold on to hope that the person so well that they're going to get through this period of turmoil and come out better on the other side? Or are you like Danziger and you're ready to just be done with the problem so we can move on?
I'd like to think that I'm somewhere in the middle, honestly. But for the most part, I think I tend to be a pretty positive person, and I tend to see the bright side of things. Even though I tend to believe that I'm a pretty cynical person, I do tend to see the bright side of most situations.
Positive. Yeah.
I am, and I think I would be like, he'll be all right. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on him.
It'll work out. That's probably what I would say is it'll work out.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And, we'd probably work out by all being dead. But hey, you know what? I'm going to be happy with that choice because
it's worked out. Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yep.
It worked out.
Yeah, so that's the
Right.
part then where Yale goes and just smashes his
Yeah.
glove against the tree.
Okay, yeah. One more important question, just because I want to see your reaction here.
Okay.
Also, whose side were you on? NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys? The boy band wars of the '90s. Where were you at?
Ooh, boy, that's a toughie. It's probably the wrong answer, but Team Backstreet Boys.
Team
Like, let's
Backstreet
go.
Boys.
Yeah.
Can you
I
even
gotta
can you
tell you,
even name a song from either of them?
I could probably name some songs, but I couldn't tell you which band it is that sings them.
I'm the
I
same.
Want It That Way. Is that a song?
I think that's like a Burger King commercial.
Man, you're right. Yeah, no,
No.
I don't.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
I could
I
not,
couldn't either.
honestly. But Team Backstreet Boys, because to me, in my mind, they were first, and I
Yeah.
was never into the boy band type of
No.
thing. But
No.
I vaguely remember when NSYNC came around, and I was just like, who are these Backstreet Boy ripoffs?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're all New Kids on the Block ripoffs. That's the problem.
Right, right. Yeah. I was just like, it's bad enough we got the Backstreet Boys in the first place. Now we got ripoffs of them? Come on.
Yeah. 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 It didn't stop there. It got worse
I
in the
know.
late '90s, early 2000s. Yeah. All right. So at this point, Yale's memories have been resurfacing, and I think we'd seen him probably with some of those radical biologists that he talked about in the last episode. He's
Oh,
having
you're
a
right. I didn't even put that together. But you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's got to be
He's
who they are.
he's having a flashback. He's dressed like looks like a soldier to me, and there's just a group of scientists. They're not a threat. They're completely unarmed, and Yale and another soldier guy are holding these people at gunpoint, and they're like begging for their lives. And that's kind
They've
of where that
surrendered.
memory.
Like they said, we
They
surrendered.
surrendered. Yeah, yeah. And they ask for I want to say clemency. That's not the right word,
That's the word I thought of
but
too, but that's not what they say.
no.
Asylum?
But asylum. Yeah, they request asylum. They just want to be safe. They're just
Yeah.
you got us. At that point, were you thinking he was a criminal or a soldier, or did you start questioning like why or how he got put into the Yale program?
Based on the episode descriptions, I kind of
Yeah,
suspected that that was what happened, but that he was probably the good guy in that scenario.
yeah, yeah. So Morgan is going to go stake his claim now. So we get Yale's breakdown memory scene again. Morgan runs out to where the actual cavern is, right? So he goes. He's gonna stake his claim there,
But
right?
we don't actually know that's what he's doing. Bess went into his room and she says, Morgan, are you awake? And he's sleeping there in bed. And so she says, hey, she's like, as long as you're willing to wait and learn more about the Terrians first, then I will keep surveying the minerals. This is the middle of the night. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go survey the minerals, so go survey those rocks and
Yep.
let you know what I find out. And then she leaves him a note. And as she walks out, we see the camera kind of moves down
He's
and shows him under the covers. It's not him.
it's not him.
It's not him. Nope. Yep.
Classic
He
trick.
put the pillows under there like he's
Yeah.
hobbits at the Prancing Pony and Bree hiding from the Nazgul, hiding from the
Yep.
Dark Riders, and he made a fake him in the bed.
Fake
Classic
Morgan.
move. Yep.
Yep.
It's a total 90s move right there.
Total '90s move. Yeah.
Yep. So he's not there, and that's
Yep.
when they show him out heading
Yeah,
up
that's
to
right.
set
And
up
then
his geolock.
yep. So now he's out by the cavern where Bess is,
Yep.
and he sets up his geolock.
Please enter zone size.
Size? I don't know. What's the maximum? A kilometer. Cap's farther away than a kilometer.
Guy's an idiot. He doesn't
He's
know.
so stupid.
Clueless. Like
Yep.
he could just be killing everybody, and he's like, meh, we'll just
Yep.
go with it.
Yep. Yeah.
So he sets geolock to go off, and then this is where Yale exiles himself. So Yale, I think he also leaves a note, right? Because Devin's
Yeah, he
like,
left a message on his headgear.
that's right, for Devin, and he's gone. He's just wanting to save everybody. He also I think he just goes to the caves too.
Yep. Yep.
Like he's not really worried about exile. He's like, I might as well check this out and see what these rocks are all about. So
Right. I'm exiling myself, so I'm going to go to the place that we're all obsessed with right now.
yeah, right.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to hide there because he is there probably not even 5 minutes, and Bess walks right past him. Like she's not even
Yeah.
looking for him. Everyone else is looking for him,
Yeah.
and she's not looking for him, and she just happens to just walk right past him.
They're just hanging out now. Although she's a little scared of him. So
Yeah.
But Morgan does get back to the camp, and he realizes that Bess is gone. He finds the note that Bess left, and that
Yeah.
she's now in the caverns. And he's like, oh my gosh, I've just murdered my wife, probably everybody in the camp, anybody who went down that's still in the caves.
Yep.
Just not real bright. And to the end of the episode, the geolog goes off. They're petrifying that 1 kilometer space. People from the camp realized it was going to happen. They found the geolock. They kind of went
Couldn't
into a
stop
panic
it.
too. Can't stop it. They don't know the codes for it. They knew immediately. Danzinger's like, oh yeah, this is Morgan. Like, yeah, this is totally him because he calls it Morganite. And that's when Danziger tells everybody.
Yeah.
And so they get back to camp and they're scurrying people to safety, and the geolock goes off.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. The Terrians were setting up another like lightning rod.
It's a science experiment!
They're setting up their other lightning rod, and the lightning strikes, an earthquake happens, and the geolock go off all at the same time, basically.
Yeah, pure chaos.
Yes.
Pure chaos. The nice
Yeah.
thing about the geolock is you can hear it. You can hear it
Yeah.
all coming.
It's crackling.
So you know. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like stuff's freezing. So everybody in the camp gets away. They're fine. But the cavern gets a little tense. Morgan does find Bess and Yale. So now they're together and they hear the petrifying happening, and they're just trying to find their way out of the caves. They're running, and just as the geolock approaches them, a Terrian comes out of the wall from the cave, is
Yeah.
immediately petrified as two other Terrians see it all happen. So now the
Right.
Terrians have
Yeah.
prisoners,
Yep.
and that's where
And that's
where
the petrification stops. Like it
yeah,
just-
super convenient.
so close. It just barely got that guy. He almost made it out, and he got caught in the geolock. But yeah, that's right where the first episode ends.
Opportunity comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Part 1 of our double header.
Part 1. Yeah. So I was 100% into it for part 1. It was good. It was a good episode. So we can just jump into part 2 and then we can tie it all up.
Yeah. I feel like part 2 honestly kind of goes a lot quicker because
It does.
there's really, I mean, our discussion will go a lot quicker because there's only a couple things that are happening, and it just kind of keeps happening over and over and over again in scenes, one
Yeah.
after another. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. My notes got a lot shorter. It was still really good to watch. It was like
definitely.
excellent TV.
Yeah.
But we do start part 2 of Better Living Through Morganite with a flashback. Yale's having these uncontrollable memories again. And we get an interesting, like, I feel like they maybe planned this episode to be a lot farther apart from each other. Like maybe it was supposed to be a mid-season break or something, because Morgan then goes into this narration, which is really well done. It's like a recap of everything that's happened in the other episodes up to this point. Did that seem like weird to you that they put that into part 2 that aired a week after?
Yeah. It did not really go with it, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, they go all the way back. Like they
Yeah.
talk about all the things that have happened
Yeah.
to these people.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of neat. I mean, it was definitely a weird place to be. I really thought they would have started the first part with it.
Yeah.
If they wanted to do like a season recap. But I thought it was a really good recap nonetheless. Like it was
Oh,
really
it was. Yeah. So Yale's having some flashbacks. We get the recap, and then we jump right back to the Terrians with their prisoners, and the Terrians are not happy. They are very angry, and you start to see it because Mary comes back,
cool. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're excited. It's a little weird.
It is a little weird.
So
It is a little weird.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy to see her again though, and the characters were definitely happy to see her.
Mary comes back.
A whole bunch of Tyrians pop up all around the camp because they're ticked. They're mad, and one of them though is Mary.
Yeah, they're at the camp,
And-
not in the caves. Yeah.
Right. That's where it starts. So they're at
That's
the
where I
camp
got
with the
confused,
whole
yeah.
with the everyone there, and she says the sunstones are a vital part of the earth, which they also call their mother. And Alonzo tries to dream to talk to her, but he can't.
That's right.
The geolock broke the dreaming. And then Mary tells them, basically, she says, we have all 3 humans who did this, and we'll hold them responsible. And basically she says
Yeah.
they're going to execute them at dawn. Or she says return them to the earth at dawn. But
Yeah.
Yeah. they're going to kill them.
Yep.
And Devin is excited because they have Yale, and she wasn't sure where Yale was. So
Yeah.
she's happy that he's alive, didn't get petrified. But
Yeah.
now everyone's
Yep.
worried because they have them all. So
Yeah.
then shortly after that then is where the Terrians and Mary show up to the 3 that are being held prisoner. And again, they're all excited to see Mary, and she's like, tell them it's
Yeah.
a big
They
mistake.
think she's there to
And-
save them.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, she's there to judge them. And
Yeah,
we
not
see
happening.
Yale run over and whisper something in her ear,
Mm-hmm.
and then she like does something to the Martins.
They blind them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They flash. They just set off that lightning rod, and they can't see anything.
Yeah.
And you get a cool scene of them being drugged through the caves, blind. They can't see anything. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah. Right up to the point where they reach the frozen Terrian.
Yeah, because they can't
Yeah.
figure out where they're at.
Morgan, he's like, I think this is it, Bess. Be strong. He thinks they're about to be killed because they've been taken back to the
Yeah.
scene of the crime, basically.
Yeah.
But then it
Yep.
cuts away, and we don't know what happens.
Nope. Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
Until like the very next scene, and then Morgan and Bess come bursting back into camp, but they're
Yay.
without Yale.
Yeah,
Um,
they realize that he took the blame for the geolock.
He did.
Bess says he must have taken the blame for it to save us. And it's funny
Yeah.
because right before this happens, Danziger is saying,
Martins have more of these in their tent, right? Think we could figure a way to set them off?
Maybe. Why?
We got 4 hours left. If we can't impress the Terrians with our good intentions, maybe we can buy a few hours by threatening them.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I was really disappointed in Danzer for that, because like a stand-up guy, and
Yeah.
we're learning that he's only like, he's just violent. He's just going to
Yeah.
rely on the violence. He doesn't know how to think his way out of it.
right. Well, and
So-
I feel like those are the opposing views that they're trying to show here. We've got
Yeah.
Devin who wants to negotiate and work for peace. And then we've got Danziger who wants to use a show of force or, do something, threaten them,
show
use
that there's
force
Tyrians.
somehow to get their way. And it's the
Yeah.
whole rest of the episode becomes that clash of ideas basically
Yeah.
between the two of them.
It just seems so silly to me, because there's no way that small group of humans could win in a conflict with the Tyrians. So why would you want to start a conflict?
Right. Let's
That's what just doesn't get me.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get some more geolocks and threaten them with them, and
yeah.
they'll love
There's
that. It'll be great
there's
for
like-
us.
There's like 10 of you guys and a whole planet full of Tyrians.
Right. Yeah.
You
And I
should
think that's what's
really-
starting to bother me.
I agree.
Yep.
So after the Martins show up, Devin's like, well, we got to go save Yale. And everyone else is like, ooh, hey.
I mean,
yeah,
Problem
about that.
solved itself.
Right.
So,
Do we need to make more problems for ourselves? This is
yeah.
kind of taken care of.
Yep.
No one says that, but
Yeah.
I mean, Danziger basically does.
You could see it on their
He's-
face.
She's like, hey, a minute ago you were talking about threatening the Tyrians. He's,
What's the matter, Danziger? Just a few minutes ago, you were ready to set off another canister.
I'm still willing to threaten the Terrians.
but I don't know if we need to do it to go save Yale.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That was disappointing, but I get it. They think Yale's a huge, huge threat.
Yeah.
So, Yeah.
Maybe he is.
Yeah.
We don't know. They don't know.
but yeah. So after this, we do get, I think, probably one of my favorite scenes from the episodes, where Yale and Mary have a very metaphysical conversation,
Yeah.
right? About, because he's praying. Yale thinks, my time is done. I got to start praying. I need
Yeah.
forgiveness,
Making
make
peace with
things
God.
right. Right. He's on his way out, and Mary's listening to him pray, and it's really cool because, she's like, you're just talking for forgiveness, and her thing is basically, be like the Tyrians, where we just listen, right? And it's like we see by actions. And there's a really cool conversation there that I just really liked. I don't know, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
But where it really leads there is she says we listen, and then she takes him to the Sunstone, and he's using that to listen to his past basically and see. Like
Yeah.
that's how that all ties in there. And he starts to
Yeah.
see that whole battle scene again, and then he like reaches away. He's
Touches
like,
away
no,
from
I
it.
don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yep. Can't do it.
Yeah. So he'll come back to it shortly thereafter. There's a brief scene in the middle there where Devin and
Yeah.
Alonzo sneak away to go try to negotiate with the Tyrians. They sneak
Yeah.
away from the camp, and Danziger gets
Yep.
mad. What are you doing? You got to get back here. She's like, no,
Yeah.
we're going to go fix it.
Is that also where, I forgot to take a note on this, where Morgan wants to go? Oh,
He
no.
does. Yeah.
He wants to go, and Danziger is like, no, you're not going. You just sit down, don't move.
I'm coming with you.
No! You are staying here. You have done enough already. Sit down.
What the hell?
Sit! If he tries to come, shoot him in the leg.
Like, like you've done enough
Yep.
damage, dude. You're not leaving.
Which apparently Baines did not pay attention, because the next time we see Morgan, he's at the geolock.
Yeah.
He definitely went
He is.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But before that, we do get to see Yale. He goes back and he touches that stone again. He does
Yeah.
decide he wants to see the full crime. That's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, it's kicks up right where that last memory leaves off, where him and the other soldier
Yeah.
have the scientist at gunpoint, and the one soldier that he's with is like, to me it's like fascist, like, oh, this guy's just gonna kill these people, and you could tell he's getting ready to just murder these people, and Yale doesn't want it to happen. So where we'd seen Yale pulling the trigger before, we didn't know what he was shooting, or we assumed it was a scientist. He
Yeah.
actually shoots the other soldier, and
Yeah.
he's a good guy. And I literally
Yep.
had an arms up moment, like
Yeah.
he's a good guy. He's not a bad
Yeah.
dude. Like, this is great.
From this point on, like this is where Yale, or Sullivan Walker, actually the actor, like he
Mhm.
shines. He
Oh my
shines
gosh.
from here on
Yeah.
out. He's amazing. At this point, he realizes he was actually a hero, not a criminal.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to die. I can't die for something that I didn't do. Like he was ready to die
Yeah.
because he thought he was a criminal. But now he's like, I can't die for something I didn't do. I have to
Yeah.
live. And he is the heart and soul of the rest of this
Yeah,
whole story.
he stole the episode
Yeah.
at this point,
Yeah.
100%. So yeah, Devin and Alonzo are trying to negotiate with the Terrians, and I don't know if they're making headway, but hey, they're talking at least, right? And
Yeah,
then Danziger shows up with guns.
All the guns. Yep. The bazookas.
They come busting out, just ready to kill the Terrians because Devin and Alonzo went there on their own. It's just like, come on, man, just kills me. All right. And then so we see Morgan. Morgan's trying to fix the problem. So he's back at the geolock. And what we didn't mention in the first episode is when they're setting up the first geolock, they don't have an abort code or anything. They're just going to use these things anyways. So what they're trying to do now is decrypt it. And it's pretty funny because Morgan keeps touching it. And every time you touch the geolock when it's active, you get shocked.
Yeah.
But he's determined and he's getting shocked and getting shocked and getting shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bess recommends he uses his VR gear. He's like, yeah, I can think the numbers a lot quicker than I can actually type them. Good idea. And he said, and hey, maybe it'll hurt a little less too.
Yeah.
And then he puts them on, he does the first code, and it actually zaps his head.
Yeah, he gets that little jerk.
Yes. And he's like, well, at least it's quicker. But he still pushes on, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. And so while all this is happening, so we think Yale's going, to die. Morgan and Bess are trying to unlock the geolock. Julia's back still sciencing these stones. And that's where she really starts to learn that these stones can learn language. Like it learned to communicate with her. And she's like, maybe these stones can help decrypt these locks, right? Somehow. So they take a stone and they take off to find Morgan and Bess.
And like they hook them up and, do all the sciencey talk about it, the jargon that doesn't really make any sense. And definitely it does not work. And they go through this whole other weird scenario where Morgan is like, no, it was a twisted mind that built these things. And he's like, you know what? It's got to be a twisted mind then that can unlock it. And he realizes he is the twisted mind that can help unlock it, apparently.
Yeah.
I thought that whole reasoning was kind of goofy.
Yeah, because when I think twisted, I think crazy. Like my first instinct was it's going to take a twisted mind. I was like, they're going to go find Yale. Like Yale's got a twisted mind. Yale's going to be the one. But no, when it was like, oh no, it's me. I'm Morgan. I'm going to do this.
I thought they'd have to bring Gaul back from the dead.
Oh, geez.
He's as twisted as it
his
gets.
name again.
I know. I'm sorry. I think that's the second time this episode too. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I let the first one go, but
thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take my demerits for this one. But so Morgan does decide he has to interface between the geolock and the rocks. And Julia warns him. She's like, your brain isn't equipped to handle this. You could have a stroke. He's like, I got us into this. I got to get us out. Which to me, this whole thing is all part of his redemption arc that started 4 or 5 episodes ago. And he's still in this arc. And you know what? It has ups and downs. He definitely caused all these problems. But he could have turned tail and run, and he decided, I have to fix my problem, which is a big step, honestly. Many people can do something and screw something up and not take responsibility for it. He's at least taking responsibility.
This is the second time he's found himself in a situation where he's screwed something up and then he's had to fix it. I think I'm done with redemption arcs. That's what I was like, why do you keep this guy? Get rid of this guy. He's your problem. Yale's not your problem. Morgan is your problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen again, though, because at the end of this episode, there's an epic handshake. So I think all is forgiven, and now he has completed his redemption arc.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's done. So he does, like when he's trying to crack this geolock, like he passes out, and Julia says, no, it's still working. He's communicating with it unconsciously. And he does as he's going through. He's getting crack the code. Yeah. But unfortunately, before he does that, we see Yale and Mary, and Yale is begging Mary. He's like, I want to live.
I was ready to die before, but now I know the truth. Your Earth has helped me find that truth. I don't deserve to die.
What do you want?
I want to live.
Yeah,
and
it was powerful. It was so good.
And she just looks at him and basically zaps him with her stick.
Well, they're in the pool, right? Like
and she lays him down
into that pool for Mooncross from that episode.
Right, exactly. Yep. So he's back in the foggy pool. I don't think there's a Mooncross happening, but apparently that's where they go to execute people.
You can still execute people.
And he's like begging her as he sinks down into the fog.
And that's it. He's dead.
Yep. Terrians go, they turn, they walk away. Yep. And then we see Mary lay her stick down and then walk down the stairs into the Mooncross pool.
Yeah, she pulls a Yuli. Yep,
right.
she pulls a Yuli. She just walks into the pool like he
just walks down into the pool.
Yep. So at this point, Morgan saves the day. The geolock releases, which
Yeah.
it was so close because they were, Yale had until dawn. And we do see, I think they're back at the camp or no, they're not. Sorry, they're in snow. They're in the mountains still. And we cut back to Mary, and Mary comes out of the ground and she's got Yale. She
Yeah.
saved him.
She saved him. She brought him out.
Yep.
That
Yep.
was cool.
Yep.
There's one thing that happened right before that is very important for this next scene. But underground, we see the petrification undoing itself.
yeah.
Basically, it's being unpetrified, and we see the Terrian that's frozen there. And when he gets unpetrified, he finishes bursting out of the wall. It's like the petrification held his kinetic energy, and he boom bursts out through the wall, and he's alive. He's still alive.
He's fine.
I assume it's probably because he's mostly dirt, and the dirt is fine after it's petrified. So why not a Terrian?
Why wouldn't he be? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is okay. So this does happen after they basically execute Yale, but now that their Terrian isn't dead, theoretically they don't need to have executed anybody for this. But
but it was just a hair too long to unlock the geolock.
But now the issue becomes, so Yale and Mary are on top of the ground, and he's begging her to join them. He says, the Terrians have given you all that they can. Come join us, be with us. And then the Terrians show up, and they see that basically she saved Yale. And even though the Terrian that they believe he killed is alive, they still do not forgive him. And it kind of comes back to what he who shall not be named,
Voldemort? Saruman. What?
The different Voldemort. It comes back to what he told True early on. He said that they're a fierce, cold breed. And he may not have been wrong. Like, I thought he was just being, trying to deceive them, and he didn't like the Terrians, but he might not have been wrong because they still do not forgive. And they end up, like, they leave, and Mary cannot follow. They have removed her Terrian powers, basically.
Yeah. And Yale keeps telling her that they don't forgive. Like, you're, just come back with us. You're a human, come back with the humans. So she runs away.
Yeah, she won't come back with them. So she's
not going back
off
with
into
them.
off into the snowy mountains by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, we also see Morgan wake back up where he was working on the geolock. And he's like, dirt. He grabs a fistful of dirt and he says, I love this planet.
Yeah.
It was really weird to me. Really weird.
Yeah. It's strange comedic relief that he brings.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it really is. So everyone's happy. Everyone's happy.
Everybody's great.
There was the next scene I thought was some fine acting from Clancy Brown as Danziger here. Like, he's giving Devin his regrets, for losing Yale. He's like, hey, you did all that you could. I'm really sorry it had to happen like this. And then all of a sudden we hear Yale, Mary. He's chasing her through the mountains trying to find her. Yeah. There's Yale. And Devin's
crazy.
like, yeah. And Devin's like, Yale. She goes and hugs him, and it shows Danziger, and he's like, you got to be kidding me. Do I have to go kill this guy now? Do I got to put this guy down?
Why won't this guy stay dead?
I thought I got out of this. Right. Just stay dead, man. Stay down. I thought just the look on his face. He's just,
it was. Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. Then we really get to like a top-notch scene in this one. How it ends, like Morgan is serving people their green oatmeal.
Yeah, their breakfast. It looks terrible. I don't know what
disgusting.
It is, but it's terrible.
We've speculated a few times, like, what are these people eating? They're making mush out of some kind of plant that they can find there, and they don't know how to. They don't necessarily know how to turn anything into bread. They can't bake it, but they can at least get their nutrients out of this plant.
Yeah.
And it looks like a green oatmeal, basically.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
He's like doing his part, and he's serving everybody, and his hands are all bandaged up from holding on to those sunstones.
Yep, all the burns.
Yeah, he looks around like he seems like he's genuinely doing the right thing. He looks around, everybody has been served, so he scrapes what's left into a bowl for himself. He's the last one to go. He makes sure, and then Danziger walks in right before he takes his first bite. He's like,
yeah, crap.
He puts the spoon back in, and he hands it to Danziger. And I really thought Danziger might be like, let's split it or something.
Yeah.
Why should Morgan starve?
No, so you're gonna starve. I'm eating
just takes it and eats it.
Yeah.
But then he sticks his hand out for that epic handshake.
He's like, good job.
Came through. Well, that kind of hurts, it burns on my hands.
Really? Sorry.
Yeah. And Danziger lingers even after he hears that grip sticks for an extra second.
Yep. I can't see it, but I imagine he gave it a little extra squeeze too after that. I think he's like, oh, really? And
just a little remember your transgressions, sir.
Basically, it looks like forgiveness to me, honestly. It's like all is good between us now.
Yeah,
with Morgan.
Okay,
That's how I read it.
I know I read it the same way, but I feel like that was a weird way for Danziger to forgive Morgan for all the terrible things he did, escaping in the airpod without taking any passengers, like all the
Yeah,
horrible things.
I
But
know.
solving a problem that he created is what Danziger was like, "You're a good dude." Like, come on, he's
I,
a terrible person.
I agree. I'm not saying that they did it right. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. It looks like
Yeah, that's what
forgiveness
it
and
is.
moving on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it was a fun scene.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, and then we do get to see Yale and Devin talking, and
Hmm.
Yale's telling Devin a little bit about his past. He's like, I was a part of the elite forces. His real name is Braden, which I was like, that's a
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
name for you,
I
but
know.
I'll go for it, I guess.
Sure. I don't see
Yeah.
it. He doesn't
No,
look like a
and
Braden to me.
now and Devin even says, should I call you Braden now? And
Yeah.
Yale's like, no, that's a lot of change real fast.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
Thank goodness. Save that for season 2 or 3.
Right. But it was good to see Yale happy again, or
Yeah.
calm, as
Yeah.
Yale is.
Yeah.
Just back to kind of his normal self, knowing that
Right.
he's not a bad person.
Right.
He's always done the right thing. Yeah.
It was cool. It's a good resolution there.
Yeah.
I think Morgan even refers to this in his closing narration, but like the two of them have like their own arcs. Like they both saw into themselves
Yeah.
and figured some things out about themselves. And it was pretty
Yeah.
cool. You know, with the help of
Yep.
the Sunstones, they both touched the earth basically and learned more. This is definitely kind of a environmentalist theme to this. I mean, the whole show has a lot to do with environmentalism and taking care of the
Sure.
earth and things like that. But
Yeah.
this one definitely, it's like talking about, like they reference Mother Earth specifically, even though this would be Mother Earth 2.
Yeah.
Or Mother G889.
Yeah. Gaia, the sequel.
Right. And this one definitely has a whole lot to do with they connected with the earth and learned more about themselves is kind of the theme that they have here
Yeah.
at the end.
It's
Yeah, but
appropriate.
it's pretty cool though. Devin asked him, are you angry? And he's like, mostly I'm just relieved. And,
Yeah.
he was definitely, served a huge injustice by having his life taken away from him, basically decades and decades of his life for doing the right thing. But at this point, he's just happy to know that he's not the criminal that he has assumed he was for all these years.
Yeah. It was really good.
I mean, that's the end of our double header, right?
That's it. Yeah. Part 1,
Yeah,
part 2.
I'm definitely glad we did both of these in one episode because I mean, it's just that was
Yeah.
like basically like one long episode. It was like the original, two-part
Yeah, it's like the
TV
pilot.
movie, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for all those suckers that had to wait a week to
Oh,
in
see
between watching these.
know.
Yeah, originally.
We just jumped right into it.
I know. Although I did have
Yeah.
to change discs. It was on 2 different
know.
discs of my set. How inconvenient.
I know. I was really nice and comfortable, and I had to get up and take 1, 2, 3 steps to switch them out, and I
Bro.
had to bend over.
Man, I'm sorry.
So uncool. I know.
Right.
If they had a Blu-ray
Yeah.
release, we would have been okay. But,
True. Fit them all on one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was pretty cool, though. I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you think about this?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Yale really steals it for me. Like
Yeah,
his story,
he's
I was really
amazing.
interested. Yeah. And it's really the acting
Yeah.
that got me. Like, he had his It's a Wonderful Life moment. I want to live, and I was like, wow, man, you're getting me. I felt like Morgan could have had something similar, but I don't know, the way they write Morgan and as many redemption arcs as I think they keep trying to give him. I was just like, look, this guy's a screw up. He's always going to be a screw up. Don't try to show me that he's going to redeem himself. He's selfish and narcissistic comic
Yeah.
relief. That's like, yeah, I can't back this guy. Like, I'm not on his side.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they'll ever want us to be on his side because really, I mean, you
Yeah.
can't change selfish and narcissistic. He can maybe not be the complete sleazeball that he has been through much of the series so far, or at least very early on, he was just a complete dirtbag. He can maybe not be that guy, but he will always be selfish and narcissistic.
Yeah.
It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
So
That's just who he is.
I think they've hopefully gotten us to a point with him. Hopefully this is really the end of that story and he just goes forward as a character who hopefully can grow. You always want your characters to continue growing. Suppose that he had been, his original sleazebag for so much of the series and then they did that whole redemption arc that he had earlier, like completely changed him in that one episode. Would that have been as satisfying as something that took numerous episodes to complete?
I think, well, probably not, but for TV time, acceptable.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
because he could
Yeah,
still be
maybe.
a sleazeball, but he went from one transgression to another even bigger transgression.
Yeah.
And so it told me he didn't learn anything. Like, I didn't expect him
Well-
to be perfect and nice and team player, but
I don't know if this was much of a bigger transgression because to the people, like he wasn't doing anything to the people. He was just trying to, freeze some land. He wasn't trying to steal anything from anyone else in his group or anything.
sure.
So they might not see it as a bigger transgression than what he did
Yeah.
before when he took the escape pod and left everyone behind for dead. This time he wasn't trying to hurt anybody and didn't know there were any people down there.
Yeah.
It was the middle of the night. Why was Bess surveying in the middle of the night? Makes no sense, honestly. So I don't know. I mean, it definitely ended up being a much bigger transgression, yes.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't his intent. He wasn't trying to do something harmful
Yeah.
to anybody.
Yeah. But his actions were harmful.
They definitely were. Right.
Yeah. I like the character, but I like to hate him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's
He's
where I'm
definitely
at.
grown. He's definitely grown on me. I've
Yeah.
come to a point where I don't necessarily hate him. I kind of like him, but he definitely is still a sleazebag. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
He'll keep growing. I hope. We'll see.
I hope. Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm
So,
with you. I
what did you
thought
think of this one?
This might be my favorite. I'm gonna call it one episode. It might be my favorite episode so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, this was really cool. Lots
Yeah.
of neat stuff. Honestly, most of the stuff I have a lot of notes here. I've already said most of them. Or you've said them. Like we talked about Sullivan Walker as Yale. He was
Yeah.
just amazing here. He gave this episode some heart.
Yes, he did.
And he really does. And, I have a lot of notes about Morgan. We just discussed all that. This was fantastic.
Yeah.
This was great TV
Yeah.
watching. I
And-
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It all comes
Cool,
together.
cool visuals. Like the Terrian that was frozen halfway out of the rocks
Yeah.
looked really cool.
Yep.
Kind
The
of
flashback scenes were fun with
yeah,
Yale.
The Terrian there kind of had like a Han Solo frozen in carbonite vibe as he was.
He
just,
did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. Just
And,
hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging there, and it was kind of cool. I really liked. I mean, everything about it I thought was cool. So,
Yeah. And something I can't believe we didn't even talk about this. Part 1, Alonzo comes out of a tent, Julia comes out of a tent, and they're standing there and the earthquake stops.
Yeah.
And Danziger walks up to Alonzo. Do you remember this? And he tells
Yeah.
Alonzo, he's like, "You left your boots in Julia's tent."
Yeah.
Alonzo's standing there just in his socks.
Yeah. Doesn't everybody know that they're together at this point? There so many.
Sounds like they're trying to hide it.
I guess so. Several characters have made
Yeah.
allusions to it. Like Bess said something to Julia before.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming everybody knows, and like just no one is like they're not admitting it, and no one else is approaching them about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably common knowledge.
Yeah.
An open secret, if you will.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. I can't believe we
Yeah.
forgot to mention that.
I know. It was cool.
Yeah. So grade A episode. Loved it.
Absolutely. Top notch.
Really good.
Top notch. Yeah.
Yep. Can't wait for the next one.
Me too.
So,
What is the next one? Do you have notes on it?
yeah, hang on one second.
What's
I
all
got
that clicky clack?
Hold on. Nothing. You hear nothing.
I hear.
You hear
It
nothing.
sounds like a keyboard, bro.
Not a keyboard. I 100% took great.
Are you
No.
cracking your knuckles? You're just cracking your knuckles.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Okay.
I'm just gearing up to read this because it's
Gotcha.
so amazing.
So exciting.
good.
Man, did you find that description? I mean, did you spend enough time thinking about this next?
Yeah, I
description?
was so excited. I just wanted
Okay.
to make sure we got it. So next episode, which is episode 13, is Grindlers in the Mist.
Cool.
And this one's narrated by Danziger. He says the scouts chase a Grindler to locate its stash. The group also receives mysterious transmissions by a Dell to a Wayland, and a primitive hut is found. Finally, True learns the truth about her mother, which I didn't even know was a mystery.
Me.
So that's amazing. And I don't know, Dell is a computer. I don't know what Dell is transmitting to the Wayland. Maybe it's Wayland Corporation. I don't
Maybe.
know, but I'm intrigued by this, and I know nothing about it. So
Interesting.
It's just
Yeah.
Greek to me.
I was going to say there's a whole lot of things that you just said that don't mean anything to us.
Yeah, but we're gonna find out.
We will. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun journey. I just realized we're over halfway done. There's 21
We are.
episodes.
Yeah.
We've done 12 of them now. We only have 9 to go.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool.
amazing. It's been a
It
good
really
journey.
is. I know. It
Great.
really has. This has been fun.
I'll be
so
sad
far.
when it's over. I feel like I'm probably pretty sure where I stand on if the show was canceled too soon or not soon enough.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's try to
Like,
keep a
I
little
could change my mind.
mystery here. Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I think I know which way I'm leaning.
Yeah. So I'll be a little sad when we're done, but honestly, I will also be excited to move on to another show, which will be cool. And again, anyone who's listening, if you have suggestions for us, we definitely have some ideas. But if you're listening and you have some suggestions, hit us up on social media We're on Instagram and X. We're
Yep.
on YouTube. You can leave a comment anywhere. You can
Yeah, Spotify,
message us. Yeah, you can go
Apple
to the
Podcasts.
website. Go to the website and use our email address. Email us. We'd be happy to hear from anybody.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We put our
Apple. I
big
forget
boy
about
pants
Apple.
on. We're
That's
marketing
right.
now. Look at
That's
us.
right. Yeah.
This is great.
So I'm an adult. I'm an adult now.
That's right.
Yeah. All
We're
right.
grown up. Cool. All right. So don't forget, listen, like, subscribe, do all the
Yeah.
things. Definitely leave
Yep.
comments. I want to see
Leave
what you think.
comments. We will probably answer. We will engage with you. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah. Just don't look for like comments from a guy named Rob. That's me. Or Aaron. And that's him.
That's me.
And
Yeah. I'm the other guy.
And we'll respond. So
Yeah, for sure.
I guess those were our names, which is kind of how we generally do our outro. So I'll just say thanks for listening to us for a good while again today, everyone. And we will talk to you again next time.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Bye. Hi, and I'm Rob, your TV chauffeur. No, sorry. I'm just going to cut that out because that's a hard word to say. I'm kind of sensitive,
You are delicate and unique, like a snowflake.
I'm a flower. A daisy.
Mm-hmm.
You're no
Yep.
daisy.
Ain't no daisy.
Stop. Cease and desist. I beg you.
Shut up, Brain.
Very nice. Very nice.
He gave this heart episode. Wow.
Go stow that stuff by the batteries over there, but don't let it touch anything. It's hot enough to melt mylar.
My body is 12% mylar. Will it melt me?
I should be so lucky.
Whenever I think of Cartoon Network, I got to tell you, it was probably kind of weird for an older teenager like I was at the time, but I got to tell you, I loved Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. Did you ever watch that?
Yes. Yeah.
I love that show. It was so funny. Like it just, I mean, it was dry. It wasn't like laugh out loud hilarious. It was it was a very quiet.
That's what made it good though.
Yeah. So funny. But I really enjoyed, they repurposed, existing footage to put up there and then they just overdubbed whatever they wanted from Space Ghost. Like to me, that was just genius. There was another show that they had on there a few years later called Sea Lab 2021. Did you ever see that show?
Yes, I did.
Which I never watched there was an original show called Sea Lab 2020, apparently, in the 70s. And I love the idea that they just took it and they recut it. They resequenced the scenes and they overdubbed it to make it a completely different show, which was spoofing the original and all those other shows from back then. I just love that concept. It's made me think, like, could you do something like that with like an Earth 2? Could you take it and like completely cut it
to its own show?
To its own thing, like maybe like make it literally about this group of people that are lost in the wilderness. They don't even have to be on another planet. They could just be lost in the wilderness. You could cut out the aliens and just completely overdub every line. I mean, just the idea of it, like the possibilities, right? And as we have speculated about our Earth 2 crew, they could just be walking in circles, like literally going in circles.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you imagine 7 seasons of them just going in circles? Why do all these rocks look the same? It's so weird.
Awesome. Another slight variant on that show, though, that I really liked was Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites. It's not quite the same. They don't repurpose old footage the same way. They've drawn original stuff. Obviously, there's not a lot of footage of Harvey Birdman wearing a suit and appearing in court. So it's definitely all new stuff, but that show just kills me. It just killed me. And actually, I just discovered that there was a spinoff that came out a few years ago that I'm going to have to go look up and see. I didn't know
that.
It exists. It's called Bird Girl.
Heard of that one.
It just came out 2 or 3 years ago. It's on Max, I believe. I haven't checked, but I read that it's on Max. So
just call me a magpie, Commander.